This review is going to be the definition of contractually obligated. Because here's the thing. If this was an amazing film that I want to go out and rave about and go like, oh my goodness, everybody has to see this. Great, awesome, I'd go and see it. If this is a terrible film, I'd be like, oh man, people would love to see me rant about this. This is a Despicable Me film, and Despicable Me is the most okay franchise ever. It's totally fine, it's whatever. But it's also a huge hit, so I know, yeah man, people want to hear us talk about it. However, this is going to be different for most of our post-Geekout reactions. However, before I continue, hey everyone, it's me, Aaron.
And I'm Michelle.
And this is the post-Geekout reaction for Despicable Me 3. For you guys who have not seen one of these before, the post-Geekout reactions are not reviews. The reviews are spoiler-free. Post-Geekout reactions are just our open, honest discussion about the thing that we just watched, and that does include full spoilers. However, this one is different, because typically we've both seen it, or I've seen it and I'm describing it to Michelle. However, as you guys know, if you've been watching the last couple episodes, we have a dog now, and the dog is not safe to keep at home by himself just yet.
We don't trust him just yet?
Yeah, no.
He is getting better, though.
He's getting better, except for when he gets worse. Such is the life cycle of a dog. But yeah, so one of us now has to stay home at all times to basically watch him. And this is one of those things where I was like, I'm so behind on work. I got so much stuff to do. Do I really want to go out there and see Despicable Me? I'm already going to see Baby Driver this weekend. If I got to choose between the two, Baby Driver is the one that I'm going to see. So I went out, I saw Baby Driver, and I was like, you know what? If either of us should see Despicable Me, it should be you, because animation is your thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing you specialize in. Plus, for like the past 6 weeks in a row, you've been staying at home with the dog while I go out and see the movies. Granted, they've been shit films. They were The Mummy and Transformers, they were all this crap. I was like, you know what, time to swap. I will stay home with the dog, you go watch it. Yes. So I have not seen this film, she has. However, I still have thoughts on the Despicable Me franchise that I will probably share.
Alright, yeah, here's the thing, I have seen the first and second Despicable Me movies. I have not seen the Minions, and I'm pretty much gonna say...
Fuck those chicken McNuggets! No,
it's like... Basically, if Despicable Me was like a school lunch, the Minions would be cookies.
Okay. That's fair.
No, it's decent, and the cookies are the thing that the kids love. But here's the thing: the studio decided with the Minions movie to just give the children a pile of cookies. Yes, that's the thing, and because of that, the Minions movie is not as well received as the other. It
got terrible reviews.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is too much of anything is no good.
Yeah, because I remember with the first two films, I was like, I like the Minions. I mean, they're not there for any reason other than jokes, but I mean, they're fine. They're cute add-ons. I had no interest in a Minions film.
No. Yeah. No. That being said, the Minions in the third movie feel really forced. The thing is, going back to the lunch analogy thing, the basic plot, it's basically Gru and Drew meeting up with each other.
Drew is his long-lost brother.
Yeah. Yeah, the long-lost brother that just so happens to magically appear in the third movie.
This is the shit that you do. As soon as I saw it, because here's the thing, so many people hate the Despicable Me films, I totally think they're okay. I don't love them. They're a solid B to me. I've always said Despicable Me 1 is vanilla ice cream. Despicable Me 2 is vanilla ice cream with some sprinkles thrown on top. And a lot of people out there are like, yeah, it doesn't do anything special. It's just, this standard crap out there. I'm like, yeah, man, but honestly, sometimes you just want vanilla ice cream.
And
not every time I want to go out for really fancy Italian gelato.
And if that's the case, then Despicable Me 3 would be melted vanilla ice cream. No, back to the lunch analogy, basically the main plot is you're eating a sandwich, but then someone takes the sandwich away from you and gives you a plate of cookies, And that's basically whenever they cut back to the Minions. So it's like, okay, so you start eating the cookies, but then they take the cookies away and like shove you back the sandwich. Like, oh, so that's what they're doing. They're basically giving you a sandwich and then cookies, a sandwich and then cookies.
I just want to see like someone make a mock-up poster for Despicable Me 3 that just has like the tagline, Despicable Me 3, open your fucking mouth, here it comes. Like, shut the fuck up and eat it. Like that, I want that to be the tagline for this film.
Just a bunch of Minions and a giant spoon. They do look like corn pops.
Oh yeah, they do. I keep calling them chicken nuggets, but you're right, they're corn pops. That's totally what they are.
Freaking corn pops. Okay, so
the dog is going nuts over there, by the way. Like
yeah, he's rolling on the carpet.
He's doing this thing where like he's slamming his head into the ground as he tries to roll. It's okay. Normally I would turn the camera and look at him, but we put up a gate recently to keep him from like interfering with stuff, so all you would see is the gate.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to this.
But
I think that sums up the Despicable Me franchise. Well, back to this.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it describes the third movie, because there's like a lot of little things going on along with the big plot. Like basically, let's just break it down, the big plot. It's Gru and trying to catch Balthazar Brat, who is
this 80s themed villain.
He was a child star from an 80s TV show called Evil Brat. And since so like basically
I didn't think that's where this was going, but fine.
Yeah, and like,
why would I have expected something more from it?
But the thing is, his show got canceled when he hit puberty, so he decided to become a real-life villain instead. And that's why he's so 80s themed. He's like basically living in the past and shit.
I knew about the 80s thing, but like, he's literally on a TV show about being a villain. Okay. Go with it, sure. He's voiced by Trey Parker.
Yeah, he does.
Was it Trey Parker or Matt Stone that did this?
Trey Parker did it. But even though they both worked on South Park, it's like every time you open his mouth, it's like, oh, I feel like I'm watching an episode of South Park. That's
like, did he do anything special with his mouth?
Not really.
So it's basically just like Randy Marsh from South Park.
Pretty much.
Because that's his standard voice.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah, it's like, why are you like gonna get Trey Parker if he's not like...
Yeah, why would you waste that? That'd be like a Mel Blanc and then not doing anything with it. Hey, Cosmo's here, everybody.
Yes.
Wanna hop up, buddy? Wanna hop up? He's been refusing to hop up here recently.
Yeah.
He just comes over here to eat scraps.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, he'd rather sit on his own couch.
Yeah, for everybody who's like, I want to see Cosmo!
Here he
Cosmo!
is! Cosmo! Yay! You're the big star!
People love that Cosmo. Oh, hey, buddy.
Yes, and you're not annoying like the Minions are.
No.
At least not as annoying.
He's licking me nonstop
right
now.
Okay.
Come on, wanna get up here, buddy? Wanna get up? Wanna get up? Alright, whatever.
Alright, so yeah, so basically...
Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, I'm gonna lift you up. Come on, buddy.
Get up, get up. Whoop.
There you go.
Okay.
There we go, buddy.
Alright, so like basically the intro is like the VH1's Where Are They Now sort of thing with Balthazar Brat, and then they suddenly cut to the scene that you all see in the trailer.
Yeah, the boat race.
Yeah, the boat thing. So after that, the thing is, like, they throw away so many characters in this movie. Well,
yeah, from what I understand, oh god, the old scientist guy.
No, oh my god, that is the thing. Alright, first, I gotta go in order. Like,
okay.
When they come back from their failed mission, the guy who was in charge of the secret agency thing...
Booty, or whatever his name was?
Ramsbottom, I remember that because...
That was it, Bottom.
Yeah, Ramsbottom, because they made a joke about him calling him sheep butt. That's what I remember. It's like, he immediately gets kicked out and is replaced with this woman who's in charge, and she immediately fires Gru, and Lucy is like, if he's going, I'm going, and so they're both out, and that's pretty much the last time you see anyone from the agency ever.
Okay.
And then
the entire concept from the previous film is gone now.
Yes, that's the thing. Oh.
Cosmo almost tripped over the wire for the camera and knocked the whole thing over. So, hey. Okay, so Cosmo isn't joining us for the rest of this.
Yeah, he's just gonna be over there.
Just gotta be over in dumb baby jail. But okay.
Okay, so like then they get back home. They explain to the girls that they no longer have a job, so they're gonna try and find something else. And then Gru. Oh, he's back.
He's bringing us a ball.
Oh, Cosmo, we can't really play right now.
Okay. All right. Sorry if Cosmo was distracting us during this, but he's so damn cute. Okay. Go on.
Yeah. So he goes back home, he tells the girls and he tells the minions that they're no longer secret agents, and the minions automatically think, oh, they're going back to being evil. And then when he says, no, we are not going back, the minions pretty much revolt. They all like just leave him. And there's like, here's the thing, it's like, when he comes back home and explains everything, he's like, I know things have been hard ever since Dr. Nefarious, or whatever his name is, decided to accidentally freeze himself in carbon, and you literally cut to him in a giant block, a la Darth Vader from Star Wars. Han Solo, my bad. It's Han Solo from Star Wars. And the minions are just chipping away at it, and you just cut back to Gru, and that's it. You never see him again, except in like a background of a scene. And it's never brought up again.
Here's the thing that I love about it. Clearly they were like, Russell Brand wanted out of that role. Which I understand Russell Brand is too big to be a very C-list character in this film. But what gets me is that in the previous film, he quit working for Gru to go and work for another villain because he's like, yeah, I want to be a villain. I want to be a good guy. So he quits working for Gru to go and be a villain. And then the whole thing is about them trying to get him to come back. And he comes back at the end of it just so they can get him out there off screen. It's like, oh my god, just have him say, oh yeah, he was still, like, just say, oh, he was still a villain, like, or why would you have him come back if it's just to get, like...
I know, it's like...
And that's the thing that kills me about this, like, about the Despicable Me franchise. It's Dr. Nefarious and that dog of his.
Oh, his dog comes around every now and then, just, like, bites someone on the leg.
But the thing is, no one even remembers they're in these films until they watch these films. Because, like, yeah, it's Gru, it's the minions, it's the girls. That's all anybody knows about these characters. Like, you ask anybody what is that they like about, it's those characters. You ask anybody, like, what they remember about these films, it's those characters. Nobody remembers that there is a dog in there at all, and nobody remembers Dr. Nefarious at all. They're not important to this at all. It's just added on shit.
Yeah, and they also added a lot more shit onto this with Gru's twin brother, Drew, who...
Which, like I said, I like the Despicable Me films. Like, I think they're not great, but like, they're totally fine. They're enjoyable. But as soon as I saw that in this film, he was going to get a twin brother, all I could think was, that is the shit that sitcoms do in, like, season 7, when they are jumping the shark so hard. I was like, and... the fact that A, the name is exactly the same, but B, it's the same voice actor. Like, you didn't even try to get someone different in there.
Alright, so Gru and Drew, they were twins, but they were separated at birth. Gru grew up with his mother, and he felt like he was never up to her standards, like he was never good enough. Drew grew up with the father, and the father turns out to be a villain, and villainy is in the family. Yeah. So I guess that's the reason why Gru became evil, even though I thought it was because he wanted to, like, impress his mom or something.
Well, you gotta think his mom hooked up with his dad for a reason. Like, really, she just must inspire villainy on some level.
But yeah, and Drew does not do villainy well, and that's why he was always a disappointment to the father. And then, but the thing is...
Do they say what happened to the dad?
He died, and yeah, off screen once again.
I was about to say, if he's still, like, alive, it's like, god damn it, you're setting up the fourth one right now.
No, he died and he left his inheritance to like
Drew.
his sons, basically, both of them, I'm guessing. Yeah, so that's why Drew wanted to like get in touch with Gru.
Oh, okay, all right. So it's the father died and it's in this wheel to get them his will to get them back together. Okay.
Yeah, so so you wanted to like pass down his family tradition of being.
But if you want this inheritance, you must stay in this haunted house overnight. I said that works, but the second I said that works, I was like, yeah, because it's the most like basic cliche shit ever.
Well, okay, here's the thing, like, Gru's father, he grew up in, like, a foreign country, and it's like, they did not know which European stereotype they wanted to, like, go with, so they just, like, smushed them all together, and he is, like, the richest man in this made-up country called Freedomia, and it's...
Alright.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, it's like so many, like, weird stereotypes of, like... And so it's like, yeah, they go over to his place, and they're disguised as pig farmers because, like, pigs are considered like.
Wait, so Gru and the kids go over to Drew's place disguised as pig farmers?
No. Not Gru. Drew is disguised as a very wealthy, like, pig farmer to hide, to like disguise.
Oh, that he's a villain.
Yeah, okay, So yeah, they figured that out, and there's like brother bonding time, and this is kind of where things kind of get separated and into like their own mini stories, and it just shows how many characters there are and not enough glue for the characters to stick together.
There's no reason for these stories, like they just had to come up with something for an excuse to have these characters go on an adventure.
Yeah, it's like, Gru and Drew need to do their brotherly bonding, and Lucy needs to, like, prove herself to be a mom to the kids, and Agnes has her unicorn obsession, so apparently there's a unicorn in the forest that she's trying to get, and Margot has her boy problems.
Margot's the older one, right?
Yeah, she's the one who was dumped in the second one, so apparently they had to bring back the boy issue in the third one.
Okay.
So, like, going back to the European stereotype, like, there's, like, this dance that the kids do where the girls take the cheese.
Oh, god damn it, there's going to be another dance at the end of this?
No.
No, I'm saying, is this dance that they have to do a setup for something?
Shut up and let me explain.
Okay.
So, like, basically it's this dance where, like, the girls take a piece of cheese from the boys, and Lucy is trying to be, like, a mother. It's like, go do that, go be nice, and take the cheese from the nice little boy. And so Margot goes over, and apparently the whole dance is basically getting engaged. Like, taking a cheese from the boy means that that the girl's gonna be engaged to him. And it's like, wow, that is such an insult.
It's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
What? Is there a story involving the middle girl, the blonde one in the hoodie?
Nope, she just causes trouble. She's the troublemaker, the little mischievous one. That's literally what they
She's been my favorite in
I know.
And she always is the one who doesn't have anything going on.
I know, that's so sad, but it's like... But going back to Margot, it's like then when Lucy realizes that she screwed up and accidentally got her daughter married off, she tells the kid and his mother to fuck off, basically. And that's what all it took for Margot to approve of her as being her mom.
It seems like that was resolved very quickly.
Yes, it was resolved very quickly.
Alright, nobody gives a shit about the kids. What's going on with the minions in this thing? They leave, they quit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then they decided to follow a pizza guy delivering pizzas to Hollywood studios because they were hungry. Then the police chased them. Then they went onto a set of like Sing, which is basically American Idol, which happens to have the same title as.
Wait, no, stop. The name of the thing they go onto is Sing?
Yes. Which also happens to be a name of the movie.
Made by the same studio.
Yes. If you think that's bad, Margot has a Grinch shirt on the whole time.
Okay.
You know what?
Why? I would never have thought of Margot as being like a Grinch fan.
Because Illumination is gonna make a 3D Grinch movie.
I know they are, but it's like you picked the older, like, nerd girl to wear the Grinch shirt? Well, then the male child is the troublemaker.
Yeah, she should be the one wearing that, but no, she
God damn it, I know your franchise better than you do.
Oh boy, but it's like, that's the thing, it's like they are referencing their own movie, and it's like, no, don't.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah, like, and because they're in Hollywood, there's like billboards for like movies, and they did like a parody of the Minions movie called Onions.
That's not bad. That's not
I guess not, but it's still,
That's bad.
Yeah, so like they go...
That's not the worst thing I've heard in this description so far.
No, that's true, but like, yeah, the Minions like go and they sing, that song is like, I am the very metal of a mother minion general.
Are they actually singing it?
No, they're singing it and they're like minion
Okay.
gibberish. But the audience loves it. The police come in and arrest them, which surprised me because I thought that the audience were going to be like, no, leave them alone. They're going to be big stars.
That's what I would have assumed.
No, they go to jail.
I figured they would have because
of all the posters.
The posters, yeah. All the posters show them with like banana teardrop tattoos.
Yeah,
and,
like the jail stripes,
Yeah, pinstripe suits. Okay.
Yeah, and...
But it does really seem like they had like them becoming like musical sensations is a better film. Or like a better side story, I guess.
Yeah, but then they like start like singing in jail too, like they do like the finger snap, like they're like West Side Story sort of shit going on.
I don't like this.
No, then...
I don't like this.
Okay, no, like here's the thing, the whole running away to the studio thing is like one scenario, then they go back to the people, then they cut back to them in jail and everything. And in jail it's like, they pretty much own the place, like...
Alright.
Like, they're in charge, like, all the other prisoners do what they tell them to do and shit, so it's like, they seem to, like, have their place. They seem to be happy. Then suddenly, Mel, who I guess was the leader of the Minions, starts missing Gru, and so he decides to, like, form a plan to, like, escape and go back to him, and all the other Minions just, like, go with it.
Alright.
And apparently they just fly out of there using toilets and as a plane, and they use their jail suits as like a sail. Or
You sound like you're getting so tired of getting this description.
I am.
We don't need every plot point here. It's just like, okay, so the Minions go to jail. What happens with Gru and his brother? Like, they go on heist or some shit?
Well, they take their evil car out for a test drive, and they had fun, and Drew was like, oh, well, why don't you get back into the family business? There must be something out there you want. And Gru was like, yeah, I want to steal the biggest diamond, because that's what,
Balthazar Blatt wants to do?
Brat, yeah.
All right.
He did that. So he wants to steal it back from him to prove himself that he is a good secret agent and get his job back.
Again, I did not know that that was what this story was about, and I was able to guess at the moment you said he wants to steal a diamond. I was like, it's because that guy who lost his job to him. Like,
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, but it's like, he doesn't tell Drew why he wants to do it. He just thinks like, oh, we're gonna go on a heist and everything. And so they go on the heist, and to his like giant 80s lair, it's it's basically a
They have like a big showdown in the 80s lair?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not yet.
Alright.
There is a showdown, but it's not the lair. They get back, and like, well, basically Lucy sees them running off, so she tails them behind, and when they escape barely, she comes along, and like basically like Drew was screwing up the whole time when they were on the heist because he doesn't know how to do this stuff. So like, well,
I will say I'm glad that that's what they went with, because like in the trailers when you see him with all the hair, I was like, and I know that he's also like taller than him or something, and I was like, okay, so he's gonna be the one who's just really good at all this, and he's gonna make Gru feel like inferior to him. I was like, okay, I'm kind of glad that like he's actually the bad one at this. All right.
Yeah, so it's like, she gets them and takes them back to the island, and then suddenly, Brad was actually a Lucy in disguise.
What?
And he kidnapped the girls with the diamond.
Get the fuck out.
No, that's his thing.
No, I know that. I'm telling the movie. I'm telling the movie, get the fuck out. That is... What? Alright, fine.
No, but like that's the thing, like he's an actor, so he can like put on a costume and like act as other people. He did
but
that.
Again, that just feels, it feels to me like almost like they had to force that character back into the film by having to do that. Like, it feels almost like, just have him have the confrontation with this guy. You don't need him to, like, come in and betray Gru or, like, I don't know, it seems so convoluted. It seems so much like, yeah, he goes, they fight this villain, that's it. Like, I see no reason for this confrontation or to be done this way.
No, but he needs the diamond to activate his giant robot to destroy Hollywood.
But did he already have the giant robot? Did he already have the giant diamond?
He got the diamond, then Gru and Drew took it back. That's when he disguised himself as Lucy to get it back, and he took the girls with him as hostage.
Is there any of these films in which the girls haven't been taken hostage at the end by the film?
I don't think so.
The first one they definitely were. I don't really remember the second one if they weren't. I remember the villain was awesome in that one.
Yeah.
I liked the giant luchador guy. But yeah, I don't remember. I know the minions were taken hostage.
Yeah, that's the second one. They were taken hostage and they were turned like evil and everything.
Purple minions, yeah.
Purple, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, he has this giant robot that's based off his like toy doll that they sold in the 80s with his franchise and everything.
Okay.
And the diamond is used to like activate the laser eyes, and that's what he tried to do to blow up Hollywood and everything.
Again, if the Minions had just stayed as, like, musical stars in Hollywood where they went at the beginning of this fucking film, there would have been an explanation for how to cross them back into this storyline.
No, but, like, because the Minions, like, flew out of the jail with their, like, their toilet plane, they saw Gru and Drew, like, chasing after, Balthazar Brat in their little jet plane stuff, so it's like, hey, we gotta catch up with them and all that shit, so...
I know, but that... Again, you take the Minions from a spot where the villain is going to eventually meet them anyways, and then move them to another spot, and then the explanation for them coming back is just, hey, we see them over there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry... Again, I'm trying not to badmouth the movie that I have not seen. I don't like badmouthing films I haven't seen. But, God, dude, the very first thing you do with the Minions is you put them at the finish line of where the story is going, and you have that brief setup of how they would possibly remain in that finish line until the villain gets there. And then you just pick them up, move them somewhere fucking else, and the explanation of how they cross back in is... Oh, hey, it's them. I know that guy. Let's go over there. I see him. A much better thing would have been if, like, he and Drew, like, if you wanted to take the Minions to jail for, like, whatever weird jail jokes you have, a much better, like, twist on, I guess, would have been if, like, when they went to steal the diamond, if they busted Balthazar there, they get him, they send him to jail, Gru, like, gets his job back, but then Balthazar meets up with the Minions in prison, and the Minions are like, oh, you want to be a villain? We want to hang out with villains. And the Minions pair up with Balthazar. And then you could have, like, they break him out of jail, and then, like, they activate the giant robot. Like, and it's just a giant robot being, like, manned by Minions. Like, they're churning cranks and stuff in there. And then it's like, Gru has to go in there and be like, listen, I betrayed you, or I'm sorry that I didn't do what you wanted me to do. But these girls are my life now. You have to understand, like, this is who I am now. And then, like, the Minions are about to destroy him and the girls, and then they're, like, see the girls and like, no, we love the girls too, and, oh, I guess this is what's best for the girls. And then the Minions turn on Balthazar, and then they're all a big, happy family again. I just made that shit up off the top of my head. God damn it. I don't know why that makes me so angry, but it's just like, they literally are at the spot where the movie is going to end, and you pick them up and throw them away to come up with another side plot. But the thing is, they sing on stage at this thing, and like you said, the first thought that you have is, oh, they're going to become big celebrities in Hollywood. You have a subplot right there to keep them at the finish line. Oh my God.
You're getting way worked up over this and you didn't even see the movie.
I'm sorry, but that's just fucking stupid. That's just stupid!
Alright, so, like, after they destroyed...
Oh my god, there's more! Alright.
So, like, once the Minions and Gru and Drew, like, defeated the robot and Lucy rescues the girls because, you know, mom bonding, girl bonding time and all that
shit.
shit.
Have that in the last film, too? Alright, keep going.
Yeah, so, like, that's when they had the final confrontation. And it's a dance-off.
Yeah. Yeah, when it opens up, like, because I've seen that scene in the trailer.
Yeah.
And he challenges him to a dance fight. And I was like, yeah, alright. Makes sense that you would bring it back. Like, I didn't, like, so many people had a problem with the dance scene at the end of the first film. I didn't mind it, because, like, the entire film was about Gru going to see their dance recitals. I was like, okay, they set up the dance there. But then, like, the second one, it almost felt like, well, we have to do it, but it's like, alright, it's at wedding, so I guess I understand. But, again, in this one, they kind of set it up with that dance fight, but it's like, man, it seems like you came up with this idea for the villain just so you could have the dance at the end.
Like, I think the most disappointing thing is that Brat did not break dance. Like, imagine him, like, spinning on his head and using his legs to kick
He's got the flat top.
Yeah, like, imagine him, like, doing that and just, like, kicking Gru in the head with his legs while he's spinning on his head. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see him fucking break dance, because that's what people did in the 80s.
I know, you're going to, like, do, like, all the 80s, like, gags? Like, that seemed like an obvious one to go with.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, so yeah, they get the dime back. I guess they put Brat in jail. They don't really explain what they do to him afterwards. So I guess, so that means they got their job back as secret agents, and...
So they do get the jobs back?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
What happens with Drew?
Oh, so at the end, Drew decides to be an evil villain, and the Minions go with him. He hijacks Gru's car, and he flies off with it, and Gru is like, oh, I can't go after him, he's my brother. I'll give him a 5-minute head start. And I thought that was a great ending. Like, the movie itself was, like, very mediocre, but I thought that was, like, the perfect way to end the franchise.
I gotta admit, I was not expecting that. I was expecting that Drew would end up becoming, like, friends with him, and he'd move into the house, and now he'd be there in the next one.
Yeah, but it's like...
So he's becoming a villain, but, like...
A friendly rival, almost. Like, sibling, like...
But here's my question. Do all the Minions go with him?
A lot of the Minions go with him.
Do any of them stay with Gru?
I did not see any of them stay.
That's actually interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll give you that.
I really like that, like...
I kind of dig that too. Like, they're sticking to the fact that the Minions pal around with villains. Like, that's who they're... Like, that's their thing. They stick around villains.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have a Gru of their own who is a villain. That's actually not bad. I'll give them that.
Yeah, like, I kind of want to see them, like, do an animated series based off, like, Gru defeating, Drew and saving the day. It would be a much better animated series than just Minions doing a bunch of shit.
Oh, God, I can see this being, like, oh my God. It just hit me.
What?
Remember how I was saying earlier on in this? Nobody cares about that dog. Nobody cares about Dr. Nefarious. Like, it's the Minions. But people don't want the Minions just by themselves. Mm-hmm. They just found a way to get the Steve Carell, like, Gru-ish figure to just be with the Minions, nobody else, and have them in their own movie, just being villains. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. They just figured that, like, this is Minions 2. I guarantee you, Minions 2 is them working with Drew to, like, be villains. Oh my God, this is like... I don't know if I'm impressed or pissed off, because on the one hand it's like, wow, you guys figured out a way to get rid of all of the stuff that you realized nobody cared about in this film. But at the same time, wow, is it a cheap-ass way to do that? Man, is there like a term for impressed and disgusted at the same time? Holy cow. Okay.
And the thing is, like...
Okay.
Like, and then during the credits, they were showing, like, Gru and Drew, like, you know, sneaking around in, like, 2D animation, kind of like Spy versus Spy, and I thought that was really cute.
It always shocks me that whenever, like, a low-rent 3D studio, like Illumination Studios, like, their 3D doesn't look great. It looks fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't look great, but every now and again they'll put 2D animation in their films, like especially during the credits. Mm-hmm. That always looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's like I kind of wish they would just stick with the 2D.
Yeah, it's always like 3D works best for some things, but 2D works best in other things, especially when you don't have the budget for 3D. So yeah, it always kind of shocks me whenever they like decide like, well, we just have to make it 3D. But yeah, all right. So.
Hey, aren't you wondering if Agnes ever found her unicorn?
I don't. What? Oh, right. That was a plot.
That's.
Sure. Did she?
She found a one-horned goat, and that made her happy.
Oh God, is that like join the?
Yeah, okay. Along with the dog.
Along with the dog.
Yep, another throwaway cute animal character.
I want that dog to be frozen in carbonite next to Dr. Nefarious in the next film. Next after that, it'll be Lucy who's freezed in there too, because nobody gave a shit that Lucy was there either. It's like, no offense to that character, the actress playing her, but it was like, again, the problem with the Despicable Me like family in there is that you got Gru, you got the Minions. That's the main thing people care about. People are okay with the girls in there. Anything else at all, no one gives a crap about. No, like, and they just keep adding people on this, which is why I'm really glad that Drew did not like go to live with them there, because like, dude, no one would give a crap about you in the next film either. Like, you'd just be thrown away. Like, I'm honestly shocked Lucy was kept in this film. But like, yeah, it's like, okay, so that's the thing. I'll give them credit for like not having Drew join them. And it's like, man, it is fucking cheap of you to do that. But like, that is a really smart way to just get the Steve Carell villain character with the long nose and have him now have his minions and their villains. And it's like, yeah, man, I see what you're doing here. Smart.
Honestly, right. When I heard there was going to be a third Despicable Me movie, I thought Lucy was going to be pregnant, and it's like, oh no.
Oh, okay, so
it could have been worse.
In all honesty, the long lost twin brother is an even more like played out stereotype than that. Like, having a kid is like a progression of a story. It is one that they do typically when they get desperate for ratings. But the long lost twin brother is such a like total absolute saving throw gamble. Just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with this. We need something in here.
Gravity Falls was the only cartoon that ever did the long lost twin brother thing right.
Yeah, well, no, Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
But that's because it showed up for one episode as a joke, and it was
Never
done.
Again.
It did come back for a future episode, but just kind of like to resolve the stuff from that one. And then again, never spoke of after that. Like, yeah, those are literally the only two. But like again, Simpsons, one-off joke. This, Gravity Falls, actual plot twist.
Yes.
But it was actually kind of set up if you pay attention, and that character added a lot to that show. Every single other time that you have seen the long lost twin brother, it's like, oh my God, no, what is wrong with you?
Like, they even joke about that in Gravity Falls, like, when they watch Duck-tective.
Yes. I just want to do another post-Geekout reaction for Gravity Falls. God damn, that show was good. All right. Anything else to add?
No, not really.
All right, well, that was it. That was our contractually obligated post-Geekout reaction for Despicable Me 3. Thank you guys for tuning in. As we said, this was an experiment because it's the first time that Michelle ever did. So yes. Yay for Michelle!
Yes, please comment below on how well I did and how I can improve.
Yes, and you can also follow me on Twitter and Tumblr at Professor Thorgy. You can follow her at Toon Scribbles. And make sure that you come back next week for a film that both of us will have seen. Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yay! Bye, everyone.
Bye.